This is one of 3 articles the Finance Committee puts in every fall to use free cash to offset the tax rate. The committee felt that as a town would be better served to build the reserves as much as possible. And on a positive motion to recommend, the committee voted 0 in favor, 10 opposed. Therefore, the Finance Committee does not recommend Article 11.
Board of Selectmen. Did not vote on it. Did you want to speak on it? No. Town Manager. The discussion is around the fact that there is no number in there, so you cannot increase that number. You can ask to have it dismissed. There is a motion on the floor to dismiss this article, Article number 11. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? It is dismissed. Article 13 is in order. I move that the town vote to transfer from free cash the sum of $3 million to the land bank account. Finance Committee.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator, members of town meeting. The Finance Committee heard these articles in order, so I will actually amend this article on the floor to be $182,711 to go into the land fund. Again, this is the second of 3 articles the Finance Committee puts out every fall, and again, we feel that better use of the fund is the money is to put it in the stabilization fund to build up the town's reserve. The Finance Committee does not recommend Article 13.
Board of Selectmen? No vote. Okay. Town Manager.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. The number that the Finance Committee has moved, the $182,711, will actually be the balance in free cash after a vote on Article 8 if it successfully transfers the $286,000 that they're looking for to fund fire alarm repairs at the schools. I believe what we're going to ask you to do is actually not vote for this article to move the money into the land fund, but actually to wait until the next Article 14 and actually moving it to the stabilization fund. Thank you.
Any questions? There being no questions from the floor, I move that the town vote to transfer from free cash the sum of $182,711 to the land bank account. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? No. Motion fails. Article 14 is in order. I move that the town vote to transfer from free cash the sum of $182,711 to the stabilization fund. This will require a 2/3 vote. Finance Committee.
As stated in the previous 2 articles, we heard these articles in order. In anticipation of passing Article 8, we recommend that unanimously that the balance of the free cash is anticipated at $182,711 be moved into stabilization. Thank you.
Board of Selectmen? No? Town Manager? No. No. Hmm? You still have the words to say? Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. As I mentioned the last article, we'd like to ask you to move the $182,711. It will be the remaining unappropriated free cash if Article 8 passes. Thank you.
Any questions? There being no questions before us, I move that the town, whoops, sorry. You need to jump up.
I guess so. Kathy Matos, Precinct 4. I had a question. That was, although there probably isn't going to be a problem with Article 8, would it be prudent to hold off on this article to make sure 8 has passed, because then the number into stabilization could change?
Town Council, would you like to answer that? Or Town Manager, whichever one feels right.
We're presuming that Article 8 is going to pass. If it doesn't for some reason, we have an amount of money that probably should go into stabilization, so therefore, I would recommend this article be held until such time that Article 8 has been heard and you have a final number for stabilization.
That's a motion. Is a motion. Your motion is to?
Tabled, Article 14,
Okay. Second, any discussion?
if that's the correct. Thank you.
I'm sorry. Can't hear him. Yeah, come to the, I'm sorry. If I can't hear him, I know you can't hear him.
I just have a question. I just wanted to know if it's two-thirds or a simple majority to take it off the table.
It's a simple majority, I believe. Two-thirds, I'm sorry.
Two-thirds, thank you.
So there's a motion to lay the article on the table. Any discussion? Yes, Selectman Matos. Is there anybody else waiting to speak? Nobody? You can speak.
My intent wasn't necessarily to table it. I mean, it is a FinCom article. It can just be, if they can put it on hold, I don't know. I understand the concern of a two-thirds taking it off the table. If that's the way that it has to go, then I understand that. I just wanted to make sure. Yeah.
Let's ask her first. You're trying to postpone this article to come after Article 8?
Yes.
Okay. Town Council, please.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. If I understand the speaker, your intent is to postpone this article until after the meeting votes on Article 8. That would be a motion to postpone to a time certain, which would require a majority vote to pass. So if that is your intent, I would suggest that that would be the motion you would want to make at this time.
Is that what you desire to do?
That is my desire, is just being very technical that, you know, we've seen things happen, and if that other amount does not pass in Article 8, closing out this article concerned me because you would have some funds technically go into stabilization. So yes, I withdraw the table, and I would ask that we move that to a time certain after Article 8.
Okay. Any discussion?
Thank you, Mr. Moderator.
Thank you. Representative Buzalaki.
Frank Buzalaki, Precinct 7. I agree with the motion. The question I would have is Article 8 talks about a fire alarm system at the Marshall Middle, and if you go to Article 15, Article 15 also talks about fire alarms in the Billerica schools. Why do we have two articles about fire alarms? You know, shouldn't we put Article 15 on hold? I mean, what is it, 14 on hold until we do 8 and 15?
Finance Committee.
Actually, Article 15 is going to be a borrowing article. They're going to be looking to borrow that money.
We're going to borrow that money.
That's what they're looking to do, right?
Okay. There's no money to borrow.
Well, that's what they're trying to do.
If you find a bank, I'm sure some of these people out there would like to know who's lending.
Yes.